Lee County is closer to the state capitals of 6 other states than to Richmond, Virginia. But with almost 24,000 residents, this rugged mountain community is still larger than many other rural Virginia counties. And agriculture is the heart of the county's farm economy.
Right now, the cattle business, that is the main thing. You have to really manage and work at it in order to make it.
Primarily in Lee County, we have beef cattle, calves. Sheep and goats have been on the rise. The census has that we got about 2,000, and I can count 2,000 just amongst some growers that are larger. So I think we've gone way up on that.
With 1,012 farms, agriculture is the dominant industry in Lee County. The average farm size is 116 acres, and farmers earn a total of $18.2 million each year. The top cash crops are corn and burley tobacco, followed by vegetables like pumpkins. Almost 21,000 acres are set aside for hay and forage crops. With 28,378 head, cattle and calves are by far the top livestock sector. Much of the cattle raised here are sold to feedlots out of state. But horses, sheep, and even a few hogs are also raised in Lee County, along with a few chickens.
We probably have 250 acres of burley tobacco in this county. I look for that to go down just because of the market and some things that are going on. But then we also have people like myself that are also transitioning to other things. We have some vegetable growers. I started out with 2 acres of pumpkins, and now I'm up to 10 acres, and you can see them here. My 10 acres of pumpkins, just looking for different things to get into. Hemp is something that's starting to be ability for us to do it here. With Kentucky and Tennessee already in the processing stages, we actually have kind of advantage.
Lee County has very little broadband internet, and despite the scenic vistas, even tourism struggles from a lack of local hotels. Realizing that agriculture is the best hope for economic growth, farmers here are trying to grow both their cattle operations and diversify into other crops.
We started a preconditioning program. We buy cattle about 4 times a year at 45-day weaned precondition. That means 2 rounds of vaccines up front. Seems to be going very well, and it's getting a lot more interest. So people are starting to see the difference. You know, we pay a premium for that.
The very few people that I know that grow tobacco in the county, they're expanding beef cattle. There's a little bit more into vegetables, goats, just niche markets, and filling it in. It's people who do that enjoy it. I can see here's an opportunity for me.
There's also a strong emphasis on producing safe food. Lee County farmers want their customers to know they're going the extra mile with both their crops and livestock.
You know, even with these pumpkins, I go through a good agriculture practices audit. Where I have to keep records on basically everything. You know, I'm keeping spray records, I'm keeping records on what we harvest, where they go. We're having to do training with our workers.
The cost of land and equipment makes it difficult for a young person to get started in farming, even in as remote an area as Lee County. That's true for farmers everywhere, but it still bothers Lee County producers.
I've told several young men, you either have to inherit some land or equipment, because it's very, very difficult if you have to go finance land and equipment to be able to survive, unless you got a spouse that works in town. We got a sign hanging in the office down there, and it says, "For every successful farmer has a wife that works in town." There's a lot of truth to that. You know, you do well sometimes you don't, but the bills keep rolling, so you have to have really tight reins on management.
Despite the challenges, the farmers of Lee County love their community and are determined to keep their industry alive and thriving.
We've got a lot of hard-working farmers in Lee County, and if it wasn't for that, we'd done dried up and blowed away. They're just really outgoing. They care. You got neighbors. You need help. They're always there. It's just really, really friendly. Everybody that comes to Lee County leave with that attitude. You know, they always want to come back because the way that they're treated, you know, how people are friendly to them. They always want to feed them, so.
In Lee County, Virginia, I'm Dave Miller.